Hello, everyone, and happy Thursday. It is Thursday, and this is your lighting critique. We've only got a couple images, so this should be relatively quick. Just a few things here. So starting off, we have Cho's, and then we're going to go into Donika's update on the animation. So looking really good. Each iteration gets better and better. The plant colors are coming in nicely. The one thing is that these blue specular highlights, I would just desaturate those and make those a little bit whiter. Like you can kind of see it here, and it's working out really, really well. It would be nice to get a little bit of that speck on this guy. But all in all, that stuff's coming together really, really well. I see that you darkened the background a little bit. I think we can even push it further. In fact, I did a little mock-up here. This might be a little bit heavy, but pull it back just a little bit. Oh, wrong one. Maybe something like back in there, I think would look really nice, and it would really help sell the focus on the foreground. Because, like I said, there's not really much going on back there. I don't think it's not really contributing too much to the story, to the the mood of the scene. And I think by darkening back there, we can really get the focus on the inside. And then the only other thing that I was kind of looking at here, was also to get some specularity maybe on the street too. That would be kind of nice to just get like there's just a little bit of moisture in the air. Just because some of these areas are looking a little dry, like everything is just kind of very matte. And then the other thing, and it could be noise, or it could be just like some strange texture on the inside wall right there. But I'm just seeing a lot of like just like a very large bump type things. That's much more detailed than what I'm seeing down here. Like this feels blurrier, and this feels much sharper, and it's just making it pop out a little bit. So I would just maybe blur that up a little bit, or just something to get the contrast down in there, so I'm not quite as aware of that versus the surroundings. It could be just like a resolution issue too, but that could be easily cleaned up after the fact in the comp. So I wouldn't worry too much about that. But all in all, this is looking really good. So I would just darken that background, and then it'd be kind of cool too. The way that, I mean, this is just because of the mock-up, but the way that this is getting a lot of blue light to really just kind of push the warmth all through that region there. But really good job. And again, this is your first environment lighting, so this is a very this is good. You're doing good work. All right, so Donika, you're making good progress here as well. Again, yeah, low res on the clouds back there. It's not always about the size of the image. Like sometimes the image is already compressed, and that will be a problem. So just something to be aware of there. Just some popping shadows back here is something to be aware of. I was just noticing that. Okay, so in terms of the character lighting, he is feeling his shaping isn't bad. He's just feeling a little bit overly lit. And like there's just a lot of brighter values in him, and I would just darken his blue jeans down a little bit, and I would maybe, it's tricky because like I want his, like when he's facing towards the screen right side, I do want his screen right side to get a little bit darker, a little less fill on that side if possible. But all in all, his eyes are blowing out here, but I'm not too worried about that yet. But overall, he's feeling pretty good, and you're getting some nice shaping across the billboard. The big area that I really want you to focus in on is the screen itself. Great job with the paint strokes. Those are looking great. It's just the look of the screen itself. And I was looking at it, and this is what happens. I look at it, and I was like, you know what? That doesn't feel like a... it doesn't look like an illuminated billboard. It feels a little bit too washed out, and I couldn't quite put my finger as to why. So this is I started looking up some reference here, and a lot of it is the contrast level that you're getting. Like, let's see if I can. I don't think I can make this big. No, a lot of this is a contrast level. Like, look how lifted the darks are in some of this stuff, and if you look at these other billboards, you can see rich blacks in them, right? You can see rich colors. The image is actually pretty clean. Yeah, so like something like this. again, the image itself is pretty pristine, and almost like from a standpoint of our image, is almost going to feel like it's pasted on top. So I would make sure to get some more contrast back in this image and take off this kind of just like wash that you have over top of it. And then the bigger thing, or that is the one big one. But the other part of it is like, check out how much spill is happening onto the billboard itself from the color of this. You can see it here too, picking up this stuff. And just knowing how close he is to it, I would expect more light influence from the billboard onto it. Not only him, but also a little bit like onto this pole, and then spilling a little bit over the edge onto here as well. So you can see it in the glow, but I would actually expect some light to be spilling out as well. And then on the bucket too, there's just like a little bit more interaction between the character and the billboard, but this is coming together really, really well. Okay, so that's it for today's lighting critique. If you all have any questions, if I missed anybody, the other thing is in the Harlem set, Joy found, Tan Momo found a problem with one of the shaders. We've solved it. We've re-uploaded it to the asset library. If anybody else, it was one of the texture files having to do with the street. So if you're also having that problem, or if you've already downloaded and haven't started yet, make sure you delete that one and download the newest one on the asset library. But that's it. I hope you guys have a wonderful day, staying safe, washing your hands, and I will talk to you soon. All right, happy lighting, everybody.